Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lessons have found. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. We are so excited because we launched our trip to Croatia last week, and 7 of you have already signed up for the early bird slot, which means there are 3 early bird spots left. We are recording this ahead of time, so I think there's going to be 3 left. Maybe there's none left.
They might already be gone.
They might already be gone. But either way, we have 18 spots total. If you don't make that early bird spot, you can still sign on for the trip at bit.ly/lesdocroatia.
We also want to remind you that in season 6, we have bonus episodes for our Patreon supporters. And our next one is coming out next week on Monday. It's a little Christmas gift for everyone. We are going to be talking about chasing Amy. I can barely even get it out. So we have some thoughts.
We have a lot of thoughts.
I feel like a lot of people would have similar ones. And if you want to hear them, you just have to join our Patreon at any level. You get access to those episodes. You can do that at bit.ly/lespatreon.
We also have a very exciting episode coming up. Our live Should Have Been Gay for our 100th episode. We're going to be recording that live for all of you, so you can log on to Zoom on January 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we have a very special guest who's going to be coming on to talk to us.
It's our fave,
Devin Hales. Devin Hales from Teenage Bounty Hunters. We love her so much. We're going to have one more guest that we will announce soon. But for now, definitely Devin will be there, and you do not want to miss it.
I feel like this is our should have been, or like our 100th should have been gay gift to ourselves.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, okay, so who do I want to talk to again? Please get Devin.
It's always Devin.
It's
the
always
answer is
Devin,
we want to hang out with Devin.
Please, let's do it.
So it's a gift to us and all of you, and you don't want to miss it. In the Greater Les universe, listen, I should have brought like a lighter with me. We could just do like a little click. Sad lighter
pour
tribute.
one out for the homies.
Yeah, so Warrior Nun was canceled. It's been a week of, just, again, the deep disappointment and sadness and anger that I think all queer people just this year, what the fuck?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Hitting us hard with those cancellations.
It's been rough. Like, what has survived, honestly? Not a whole lot. Yellow Jackets, I guess.
Yellow Jackets, the L Word generation.
The L Word.
That nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah, we've lost a lot this year. I feel like this is just, like, what a shit way to close out the year with that news. So, listen, we're here
as
for you
all.
now, we are still crossing our fingers for a League of Their Own, but, like, boy.
Don't even put that in the universe.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Also, in the Greater Les universe, Netflix is adapting The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which...
Yeah. Speaking of Netflix.
Yeah. Is gay, Lee?
It's gay, and I don't know very much about the adaptation so far. I know the book is gay. I know that people are, like, excited and also terrified about this news from Netflix, like, especially, like, hot on the heels of them canceling yet another sapphic show. So, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I feel like my patience and trust in Netflix is wearing pretty thin these days.
Which makes sense. They don't have a great track record. Also, Rebel Wilson said that one of her on-screen lesbian kisses changed her life. So I just thought that, like, she basically was like, I acted and had a gay kiss and then was like, wait, I sort of like this. And now she's with a woman. So, you know.
I feel like until you wrote that down, like, my brain had consciously just, like, completely forgotten that Rebel Wilson came out.
Yes. Well, because also Rebel Wilson's coming out was rough. Remember, she was basically forced out of the closet?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
And then I promptly forgot about it. So listen, it's happy for you, Rebel. Glad. Did she say which one? What kiss was it?
So it's in her newest movie, The Almond and the Seahorse, where she had to kiss Charlotte Gainsbourg. And she said she'd never kissed a woman before. And then after
bet she thought about it.
Yeah. After kissing a woman in a movie, she was like, maybe I should do that in my own personal life. And then she did, and it went well, she said.
Amazing.
Hilarious.
Amazing. Great news. Happy for you, Rebel Wilson. Well, that's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 96th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, Doe is queer. It's really queer. Gay. This movie's really gay. Me, I'm also very gay.
I don't know how long this is going to go.
I'm going to do the whole song.
Are girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes one of your favorite things, Lee?
Let's talk about it. So, anyways, we are super excited to be here tonight. Good Lord. And we are even more excited to have a special guest with us. We are joined by Kristin Key, who is a comedian who has been featured on NBC's Last Comic Standing, Bring the Funny, and was also the first openly gay comedian to have a dry bar comedy special, and who also hosts the Kristin Knows Blank podcast.
True.
Kristin, thanks for being here.
Hi! Oh my god, I'm so excited. This is and that song, I want a copy of that. I would like the lyrics. I would like you to send them to me immediately.
We'll make a full record.
Yes!
We'll drop the single.
You know, I'm
to
a
be
big
fair,
fan of,
we would.
Oh, please do. Yeah, I'm a big fan of musical comedy, if you don't know me at all.
Well, you know what's funny? This is like such a fun tangent to go on a whole 10 seconds into the episode, but so Ellie and I have a recurring segment on the show where we talk about like movies that are actually gay as opposed to all the should have been gays that we do, and we now write original songs and produce and record original songs based on them. We also wrote a musical last year, and I would just like to say that all of that happened from one episode in our first season of the show. We did an episode on Carol, and we released it right around Christmas. And so as Ellie's like silly podcast Christmas present, I wrote her a spoof version of My Favorite Things, right? For Carol. And we like wrote this silly spoof, and we like recorded it and put it out as part of the podcast episode. And then starting from there, she was like, you should actually write songs for these movies. And I was like, I don't write music, Ellie. And she was like, but you could.
And now you do.
And now I do. And so I feel
now
like this
35
is
songs
us
later,
full circle, right?
Oh yeah.
to come back to the sound of music now.
Oh, which I'm so glad
How
we are.
exciting.
This is a great movie already. Without making it gay. This is just a great movie. Like, and did you guys both watch it for this episode?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes. Oh yes.
It's 2 hours and 55 minutes of just
we
perfection.
were talking earlier. It is quite long, but worth every minute. Worth every minute.
You know, I rewatched it day before yesterday. I turned it on in the kitchen while I was doing some baking, as I do, and I eventually just sat there, and my wife came downstairs and I was just bawling. And it's like early in the movie. She was like, "What is wrong?" I was like, "This movie is just perfect. It is just sheer perfection. Every scene, it holds up." I remember seeing it as a child several times throughout. I have a framed like original Sound of Music poster in my office. I just forgot. I hadn't seen it in a few years, and so I rewatched it. I was like, "What a great film! Great film."
Julie Andrews just like gem.
My heart just beats.
I mean,
for her.
she's incredible. The thing is, I don't know why I always do this where like you pitched this idea. This was not one that we had on our list. I'll be honest. Like we still have a running list of like.
I did not look at your list when you were like, "We have a list." I was like, here's some ideas.
No, that's great. But we love it. Like honestly, that's so much better for people to pitch stuff that they're like, I desperately want to talk to you about this. What's funny is just that like, listen, we're 96 things into this. Like we have done a lot of people's lists. And it was wild to get one that wasn't even on our list. And I don't know why I always do this where it's like you pitched it and I was like, that's not even on our list. Like fascinating. And I was like, I wonder what we're even going to talk about. I hadn't seen this movie in a very long time, right? And so you kind of exist with like the narrative of it that you've created in your head since I watched it, probably as a kid. I don't know when the last time I saw this movie was. I don't know why I always why do I ever doubt it? That these are always the ones where I'm like, oh my God, are we all prepared? I could be here for the next 4 hours tonight talking about how
I feel like it's like for every minute of the movie, we have to talk for 2 minutes about how gay it is.
Yes.
So this will be a 6-hour episode.
What's 2 hours and 55 minutes?
No.
Two.
Yeah,
this is too
too
much
many
sound
hours.
music math.
You didn't make
already.
any plans for tonight or tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're staying here all night.
We got all night. Ellie
Amazing.
timed the tea all wrong.
I know. I'm going to fall asleep while we're recording this podcast. I cannot wait.
I'm like, honey, put the tea on. We're talking Sound of Music. There's an intermission, for Christ's sake. Like halfway through.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I was like, get ready. This is where they used to tell us to change the tapes when we had a VCR.
Oh,
She's like, what do you think it'll do now? I'm like, it's got to do some kind of break. It's like, intermission. I'm like, what kind of film these days has an intermission?
It is 2 VHS tapes long.
Yeah.
2. But
And I mean, to be fair, the first VHS tape, I think, it's kind of like Moulin Rouge. If you cut it off at a certain point, great film. If you watch both parts, you're like, that was sad.
Yeah.
Big fan of tape 1. Tape 2, it's hard to get through for me.
tape 2 is tough.
It's tough.
All right.
It's tough.
It's the first half of Into the Woods versus the second half. Yeah, okay.
Well, and in our should have been gay narrative, that's what I would do with the movie as well. I do think it should have been shortened to just tape 1. And we're going to make it gay, and I'm going to change the story quite a bit.
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, so should we dive in? Should we jump into
go.
this?
I'm ready.
We are, for anyone who hasn't caught on and or looked at the episode title, I don't know. We're talking about The Sound of Music, okay? The IMDb
I get excited every time you say it. I'm so sorry. I'm just taking it in again. Say it again.
The Sound of Music. Okay. We'll just say it in different voices and see which one really gets you the most. Okay.
The Sound of Music.
We'll do the Baroness Strider, The Sound of Music.
Oh, I love the Baroness. There's something about her.
You
Just
would.
saying.
You would love the Baroness, Ellie.
Something about we'll talk about it. I was really feeling bad for the Baroness.
Someone's into blondes. Anyways, the IMDb
You're not gonna
synopsis
feel bad for her.
for this movie is as follows. A young novitiate is sent by her convent in 1930s Austria to become a governess to the 7 children of a widowed naval officer.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Accurate-ish.
I'm always a big fan of the single sentence synopses because they just leave so much to be desired for us every time.
What are you going to do? It's hard, it's hard to get 3 hours into one sentence. So that's why we're here, to really dive in.
Yeah.
And yes.
Do you have an improvement, Kristin? Do you have a gay synopsis that you would give us?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Okay. A lesbian nun, but only in habit, is sent to care for 7 children. The stress of caring for 7 children leads her to experiment with music and lesbianism.
Incredible.
That is good.
I don't know. Maybe
that is good.
It could use
that
some
is
work.
good. That is
good.
good.
I
like
think it's
it.
great.
I love it.
What about you, Ellie? Do you have a
mine
gay
starts
synopsis?
very similarly. A lesbian nun becomes a governess, lives a version of normativity, gets terrified when she finds out a man is in love with her, and runs back to all of the women that she loves at the convent. And that's the end of the story.
That's the whole movie right there.
That's why I agree with you. No second tape. when she's in her dressing room, in her room, changing with the governess, like some shit goes down. She makes out, this is too much, I'll get to it, but like makes out with the Baroness. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so gay. This man's in love with me. I'm terrified. I have to leave. I can't tell anyone. I gotta go and just like pledge myself to God because I'm too gay for this. And like, that's it.
I agree with your, like, I wouldn't change certain parts of it. Like the fact that she lives with all these women who are obsessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's got, and she looks gay. Like even as a child, I was like, I love Maria because she's like, and they even describe her in a different synopsis I read online as a tomboy. She's a tomboy nun living with all these women that are singing about her. Oh, how do you solve a problem? Like, you're all of you are obsessed with her.
My
entire
third,
song is so.
my third
we need to
note-
talk about the lyrics to that whole song after. But yes, Lee, what's your gay synopsis?
Third note. Oh, I'll give my gay synopsis. I just want to say my third note when I started rewatching this movie is like already a gaggle of women singing about Maria. Like so true. Okay,
Sister
my
Margareta,
gay
like
synopsis,
in love.
Okay. My gay
In love.
synopsis, I think, is important because my gay synopsis features something that we haven't talked about yet, or at least we haven't gotten to in either of the other synopses. So my gay synopsis is 2 1930s gays follow every rainbow to find their dreams and beard up to escape the Nazis, which honestly valid. That's
Wait,
it.
so are you talking about Liesel?
No, I'm talking about
like who's the other
captain.
beard? Oh, you think the captain is also gay?
I'm
And they're
sorry.
each
What
other's
movie?
beards.
What movie did you watch?
Interesting.
He's the gayest. He's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
I saw Uncle Max. I was like, that is a gay if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one.
Who's Uncle Max? That's what I want to know. Who's this random man who just shows up and like is so super close to your dad? Okay. Anyways, yes, two gays geared up together to be like, screw you Nazis, peace out, bye. Yeah, that's it.
You just blew
Perfect.
my mind. You second layered this movie for me because I was like, oh, I've got this. I've got this down. I've got my gay person. I've got her lover. And that's it. And then now we've second layered it. I'm like, you made a gay movie gayer. That makes way more sense.
Maybe this is why I was so happy watching this movie because I expected, I was like, Sound of Music, fascinating. What? I wonder what we're going to talk about. It's going to have to be like Maria, the page boy haircut. Great, I'm in. And then I started watching the movie and I was like, I'm sorry, who is this gay as fuck, fabulous? Like, he's sassy. He's got a twinkle in his eye.
Smirks, his dance
smirks.
moves.
He's like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, is that the dress you're
Yes,
really
the
going to wear
clapping.
tonight? Like, dude, I was like, I had no conscious memory of Christopher Plummer being
does care so much about
gay.
outfits.
Yes.
He bought her fabric to make prettier dresses and really got offended about
And it
the
was
play
also
clothes.
so fast when he got the fabric. Like, he clearly, like, that's like
The
something
day
that...
she moved in, he already had like, girl, what
Wow.
are these? Girl, these are pretty. Those are ugly.
It's a lot, and I have
most hideous
so
dress
many
I've
notes.
ever seen.
I have so many notes on a man who is just like, oh no, I have this pile of children and like I don't know what to do. I guess I have to like get married again.
Of children.
Oh no. What do I do? I guess I'll have to bring my next wife home along with my very close personal man friend. Like what? What's happening?
I did notice when Georg gets around Max, he's like, Max. Like he gets like this
Don't
gay.
say that when I
Wait,
tea in my
wait.
mouth.
You
gonna
brushed
spit it out.
you're burying the lead on that one. His name is Georg. His name, let me say it again, is Georg. I mean,
Fair point.
That's
That's
right
a fair point. I don't know how we
That's
missed
it.
that one. I missed
End
that
of
one.
it's
Discussion.
right there.
End of discussion.
Okay, he's got a gay name. He's got gay name. She's got gay face. This movie's getting gay.
It's so gay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk before we really dive into the gay of this film. What was your experience with the movie? So, Kristin, this was your suggestion. Like, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
a longtime favorite of yours. Talk about your experience with Sound of Music.
This is in my top 3 of all-time favorite movies. I remember the first time I watched it as a child. I grew up super Jesus-y. My dad's an evangelical minister. And so I really related to like the God stuff in it because I grew up with that, but also in that this lady's different than all the other ladies. And I felt different as a child. the B-roll of Austria, the way that it starts with this beautiful helicopter shot and shot and lands on Maria. And I love Julie Andrews as an actress, but especially in this role because of her like innocence and like her virginness that you just want someone to take from her. But also that she, you know, she starts out, she's different. She's not able to be the good Christian girl that they want her to be, which I could very much relate to that. And she goes off still trying to cling so desperately to the identity that she knew, and finds out that that's not who she is, you know? And along the way, she's like a rebel. She's a rule breaker. She tells Von Trapp immediately, whistles are not for me. Whistles are for dogs maybe, but not for me. And especially not for children, you know? So it's like day one, she like lays down the law, even though she's supposed to be this like pious nun. The music, I'm a big music fan, so I feel like every song, except for maybe Climb Every Mountain, I'm not going to lie. I fast forward that one because she just like, if I were Maria.
Is it just the vibrato in her voice? Like, cause that was today when I was watching it, I was like, this woman has a heavy vibrato.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's intense. And it's just like, I feel like all the other songs are like such a good like metaphor for what's going on. And this one, you're just like, bitch, you're reaching. You just want to show off how high you can sing. You can sing as high as a mountain. We get it. That is the metaphor. It's that you can sing as high as a mountain. But I feel like Maria had to sit through it, like we all did. But every other song, tough. Sheer perfection. I know. And then I always felt like when I was a kid, like, does her collar help her sing higher? Because she has that nun collar. Anyway, so that was my experience with the movies. Like as a little lesbian child, I saw a lady that I had a crush on. And I had a crush on her because she is still to this day one of my types. I like an innocent, I like vanilla. I like kindness and sweetness and people that try to be good people. That's a turn on for me. I guess I'm just finding out. And and so and also just like the older I got when I rewatched, realizing like through history how much this meant with like the Nazis taking away everything that made Austria Austrian, how much that meant to the Captain von Trapp. Like the more I watch it, like I cry for different reasons now. I'm like, the movie shows a lot about like the decadence in the upper echelon in Salzburg and how the people are just like, oh, we don't care much for politics. It's like, you have to care. Like, it's like, oh, he was so passionate, you know? And like, especially today, as we're watching like our country get so politicized and perhaps losing democracy as we remember it, you know, watching him cling so desperately to the things that made Austria, like the song Edelweiss and the flower being presented to the Baroness, you know, using that as their national flower. Anyway, I could probably talk this entire show about why I love Sound of Music, and I'm about to cry. So great movie.
Okay, so quick, we'll cut to Ellie. Ellie, tell us about your experience.
Okay.
While Kristin dabs some tears. We'll give you.
I mean, I have
a moment.
I have very similar experiences with Sound of Music, in that
you're also into nuns.
Yes, love it.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Kinda, yeah.
For me, the Baroness did it for me. Sorry, I don't know why, but I really empathized with her this time around. I don't know. I was like, she's not I didn't see her as a villain. I was like, this woman just like is in love with this man and he's in love with someone else, and that's rough.
Oh, she's so not a villain. Please,
yeah.
Even that whole
but
scene, we were like,
when I was younger, I feel like I was like, oh, the Baroness sucks or whatever.
Oh,
you know what I mean? When you're like, oh, like she's in the way of Maria and the captain. But then I was like, damn, this is actually this is actually very good acting from every person in this movie as well. Besides, I mean, maybe some of the kids, but they're kids. Who cares? Like, well acted.
I'm sorry. Are you going to brush Gretel aside like that?
Gretel, incredible.
She hurt her finger.
Incredible actress.
Ellie. Got caught in Friedrich's teeth.
Incredible.
Yeah. She was great.
As a singer, love all the music. I agree. When like Edelweiss particularly is like, just like all the songs are so satisfying melodically. Like they're just so beautiful. You're going to hate me for saying this, Lee, but
oh no.
Do you know what role I played in The Sound of Music?
God, I don't even know what age range I'm aiming for here. So
it was like the Baroness.
Oh wait, I'm getting
Baroness.
No, you played Maria. Come on.
Yes, of course. Lee.
Of course, you played Maria. Why did I even think about it? Why did I even take half a second?
That's why I was
struck
all of a sudden. That's why I was like, don't. I don't want to. I'm gonna say this again, and Lee's. I was gonna say it, and then you were gonna make an asshole comment, so I figured I'd just say it before you did.
Yeah. Beat me to the punch.
But I did play Maria when I was like 12 years old, I think. And like the kids were not that much younger than me. Like, so I also just, I don't know, just like hilarious. Like, I think my sister was Liesel and she was only a year younger than me. So like, as we can, it was a children's theater. But it's still like one of my favorite shows that I've ever done, just because like it is. The music is so good. The music is so good. And this when I watched it this time, I was like, damn, this is long, which I didn't remember as much, but still very good. The second half, I got a little bit more bored, to be honest.
Did you have to sing The Lonely Goat Herd?
Yes.
That's such a rangy song. That is some
have you never
shit.
met Ellie? She's incredible. She
Oh,
can do
no, I
anything.
haven't. Yeah.
Stop.
Quick, hit us with a couple bars.
No, I
right
can't.
now.
I can't right now. Stop it. No, but I won't. But if you want, you can hear
I
some
just
things
played
of the time.
Maria at 12, NBD, she
Yes.
says. Yeah,
Yes.
modestly, sure.
Some of the parts were a little high when I was 12, to be honest. But
They were high for Julie Andrews, and she was 29.
That
like,
shit
she,
was high. Also, when I was looking at it, you all know that Julie Andrews had nodes, got vocal node surgery, and completely lost her voice. She cannot sing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, when I was watching it, I was crying because Julie Andrews, like knowing that she can't sing anymore, and her voice is just like, holy shit. That really also hurt me.
Yeah.
I was like reading about it while I was, because like I knew that had happened, but I was reading more about it and I was like, damn, she was like, she went into a depression because it was a huge part of her identity. I'm like, can't relate.
Now she's the voice of Gru's mom on Despicable Me.
She still has she's the voice she's the voice
she's
in
Queen
Bridgerton.
of Genovia. I mean, come on.
Yeah. She's doing fine, but
she made it work, but I still understand.
Where she talked about losing that and like, because it is, I mean, it was her identity. I don't know how you grieve that, but I think her daughter helped her by like, she got into writing children's books to find what she calls like a new voice. So it's like an inspirational story, but still, like you're like, good for you for being better about it. I'm still depressed. Like, I have not gotten over it yet, Julie.
You're like, where are my children's books? Come on.
I know she did sue, which like good on you, Julie.
Good for you, but even when you win, you're just like, well, I still can't fucking sing. So,
yeah. A little empty victory.
Yeah.
Insane. But yes, love the film. The second time around, saw lots of good gay in it, and I'm excited to dive in. Lee, what's your experience?
Great question. I could not even tell you. Like, I know I'd seen it. I mean, I'd for sure seen it, but I don't even know how old I was when the last time I would have watched this was. It had been a really long time. And so I was having fun with just like, wow, like there are a bunch of songs in this that I was like, I don't even remember this. Like, you know, if they're not kind of like the top tracks, I was like, man, I could not have sung a line of this for you. Like, didn't remember that
which
this
songs?
existed.
To me, I'm like, I've watched this movie back to front.
Yeah,
like,
see, I have
over
not.
And over
so
and over and over.
the song when she's like the confidence one when she's going to the house.
Oh, I love that one. Wait,
one.
the other day. Wait, actually, this is a visual gag, but hold on. Give me one second.
We love
so
a visual gag. Love a visual gag on the podcast. Is it because you have a hat? I'm really hoping she's going to.
I'm
walk
wondering
back.
if she's going to carry a guitar case in a bag.
The hat. I want the hat with it. That's what I need. I'm excited.
There it is.
There
it is. Got the guitar. I want to go as that for Halloween.
But I got this hard guitar case the other day, and I can't hear you because I don't have my headphones on. I was walking in the streets, dancing and singing "I Have Confidence" because this hard guitar case made me think about it so much. Like,
amazing.
I love that song. That's all.
Yeah, when we watched that, I told my wife, I was like, I want to get the hat, I want to get the tweed dress, and I don't ever wear dresses, but I'm going to put the dress on, I'm going to get the guitar case in a bag, and I'm going to be Maria from that scene in Halloween this year. Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, I didn't remember that song. I didn't remember the one that she and the captain sing at the end. Had nothing. So yeah, there were definitely a couple.
Which one that her and the captain sang at the end?
Must Have Been Something Good. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that
Something
one.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have had a wicked childhood.
Yeah, right? I know. Right,
Didn't
so
remember
much.
that
yeah.
one, but that is going to feature prominently again in my These Two Are Bearding Up. Anyways, so I didn't remember that, but I think I still did better because I watched this with my wife. My wife not only hasn't seen a lot of movies, she does think she probably saw this once as a kid as well, but also she just doesn't remember anything. Like, you can watch a movie with Kelsey and then watch it again like a year later, and she will remember not a single thing that happened in it.
We're married to the same woman. Yeah.
And so I was laughing because, you know, we watched this over 2 nights. Like, we had to like split it up because we do not have 3 hours after our kids go to bed that we are still awake and conscious. So we like split it up and we watched the first half and we were talking about it the next night. And I was like, yeah, you know, it's funny. Like, the girls could probably watch most of this, like, because especially in the first half, like you were saying, like, there's not that much that's scary. Like, they're still very young, and so there's not a lot of like scary stuff. And then we're getting to like the end of the movie, and like I at least remembered enough to know like what happens at the end and like what we're building towards. And she was like, what is happening? She was like, are they all about to get shot by Nazis? And I was like, yeah, that's the movie I suggested we watch with our children. Is like, it's just fun for the whole family. They just sing a bunch of songs and then they all get shot by Nazis. Like, that's what happens. The Sound
you
of Music.
don't understand as a kid. I watched that movie when I was very, very little, and I was like, I knew what the Nazis were from Bread Bombs and Broomsticks. They were the bad guys.
Yeah.
Nazis are just bad guys. That's all I knew. Nazis are the bad guys. They're coming for some reason. I didn't really understand why. But then that's okay, because now the big ones will help the little ones over the mountains.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody helps everybody.
Yeah.
So I did remember a lot of it. There was a lot that I hadn't seen in a while, though. But I was not prepared for the looking at this again through older, wiser, gayer eyes. I wasn't ready. I'm wasn't.
Excited.
It was a little hot for me to watch it and think, what if it was gay? Like, it kind of got like, well, why hasn't anyone made this a movie? But then I was like, because you'd have to have, for me, it has to have Julie Andrews to be the fantasy. I love her so gosh darn much.
And yeah, we all, like, you can't really recreate Julie Andrews in this movie. It's literally impossible.
No, it has to be her.
She can't do it again.
And yeah. So, yeah.
But we can talk about it, and we
Yes.
can fantasize.
And I'm ready.
So let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
So, Kristin, in your retelling, tell us from the beginning, where's the gay starting in this?
Okay, so the beginning's roughly the same. She's singing, which is something that she does. But she's also, you probably can't tell this, but I think somehow if we could like put in that she's also having maybe gay thoughts about one of the other nuns, you know.
On her little gay hike, sure.
Yeah, on her gay hike, she's off and like the birds were singing, they just called it, and the air was so fragrant. You know, she's just taken by everything. And in the middle of that, maybe like, and sister, what's her name, was just, you know, and so just somehow throw it in a whiff, you know, a whisper of she has a crush on another nun. No big.
Which nun?
Wait, yeah, can we put our guesses in?
The one
I
that she
have
makes
a
her
vote.
laugh.
Yeah, Sister Margareta,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
You think Sister
Yeah,
Margareta?
yeah.
I would vote
Sister
someone
Margareta's
else.
upset. Like, she's like, oh, Maria is so perfect. Oh, you think it's what, Sister Berta? Because she,
The one who calls her a
she
clown?
protests too much.
No, because Sister Berta makes her kiss the floor. And I'm like, what's going on there? Like, I want to know. I'm sorry. She's like, when I see Sister Berta, I've just started kissing the floor in advance now because...
She's like, kiss the ground I walk on, peasant.
Yeah, like, there's a little, like, dom sub thing going on between Maria and Sister Berta. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we're talking about nuns. What am I saying?
Well, that's what I'm
We're
saying.
great.
All of them were obsessed with her because during the song, each one of them had an opinion, you know? And so I think she had a little crush on the one that I mean, to make a girl laugh, if you're making a girl laugh every day, that's got to do something to your little nun heart. And so Reverend Mother's like, hey, enough of this dykiness. You get out of here and you go be around some children and remember Jesus. And
wait, there's also, I don't know who sings it. I'd have to replay
I'm
the
looking
tape.
at the lyrics right now, but I know what you're talking.
One of them
I'm
for sure
I'm
says,
confused.
when I'm around
with
her,
her,
I'm
I'm
confused.
confused.
I wrote
Yeah,
it
yeah,
down.
I'm with you,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm bewildered. I'm bewildered.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah.
Exactly where I am.
there is
like, what is
something
happening?
going on.
Why are you so confused? Like,
Because I want to touch her boobs.
Yeah. Like, the entire song, though, literally is just like all these nuns being like, Maria's like makes us feel freaky.
One of them's
You're
like, she's a
"What
devil.
the-"
One's like, she's an angel. I'm like, okay, that's the one. She's.
Oh my God.
Well, listen, and they're all singing about how confused they are about this little moonbeam that they can't catch in their hand and how much she makes them laugh. And then Maria runs in like the gayest entrance that I've ever seen, and she's like, run, 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 run. oh no, like they all know there's a bunch. She runs in with this look of she's like, oh my god, all my side pieces just found out about each other, right? Like,
I love that retelling of this song because it literally is just like all of them being like, wait, are we all dating Maria?
Is the Sound of Music the original John Tucker Must
Die?
Is what we're asking here.
She's just dating nuns in different cliques.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck.
But how much sense does that make, too, when the Reverend Mother talks to her and she's like, Maria, why did you join our abbey? And Maria's like, I don't know, there were just a bunch of women, like, singing and shit. And
she literally is like, I was hanging out in a tree and I saw you guys and I was like staring at all of you and I was like, I want to be.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed, just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
A part of that.
She had a thing for nuns,
Like,
and so she
yeah.
So
went
gay.
to be
She's like a
around
bunch
nuns.
of women in a cage, basically, like called to me for some reason unknown. I think it was God. And you're like, yeah, it was probably God, Maria. Why don't you like brush your Justin Bieber bangs under your wimples some more and like get in that abbey? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
We-
best
so
podcast
real.
I've ever fucking been on. I mean, I'm just having the time of my life over here. And I'm gonna watch the movie again tomorrow with these goggles on.
Yes.
And be like, yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
watch Georg a little closer the second time through. That's all I'm saying.
The
Okay,
Baroness
we're
calls him
gonna get to
Georg.
Georg. I'm still on
Georg.
Maria, but no, she's just
No,
the
no, no,
she's-
everything about the Abbey scene. Very gay, very very gay.
I don't know that they did anything. I think it's like me at summer camp when I was super gay at church camp, and where it's just like there was just so much flirting and microaggression. Or not microaggression, micro jealousies and flirting. It was like every lesbian movie that I love that my wife hates because they're so slow, and there's just like some hand touching and side glances.
yeah.
Lots of that happened in the Abbey.
Sister Maria touching pinkies with some nuns in the Abbey. Yeah, for sure.
Singing
Well, she's
next
not
to
a
each
sister
other.
yet,
No.
right?
But
She's
they-
a
don't they-
novitiate.
Okay. Do they not call her Sister
I don't
Maria?
think.
No?
Do they?
I think so. She's not a full. She's not a.
Yeah, because
full
she
nun.
didn't take her
I
vows
guess,
yet.
yeah, they must
Yeah.
not. Maybe it's just because they're all the rest of them were sisters. I'm projecting.
Yes, yes. What do they call her?
Maria.
Just Maria.
Yeah.
Just Maria. No, but all of those
think.
nuns, like Sister Berta is like the really like has a stick up her butt one, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that is
A clown.
that is a repressed lesbian if I have ever seen one.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
looking at Maria and she's like so upset that Maria is getting to do everything she ever wanted to do. You know that like where she's like, she's so free and she doesn't care about what anyone thinks and like we have to like it's a lot of like she's talking about herself.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Where she's like, I wanted to sing and I wanted to be with women, but I had to be a good nun.
Right.
There's
Now
a lot of
kiss the
resentment.
floor, Maria.
Yeah, there's
okay,
a lot of
sure.
resentment there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch A League of Their Own. It's too gay.
Sister Berta would hate A League of Their Own, but she would
would.
secretly be watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is awful. I'm gonna have to watch it again to find out why I hate it so much.
Yeah, Sister Berta would for sure be sitting there being like, I can't believe that they are having sex in a convent for the first time under Jesus. Why am I sweating? Under where Jesus is watching? What's happening?
He
What,
said under where
what am I
Jesus.
feeling?
Yep. Yeah, all the nuns. What do we think
Ugh.
about the mother? I'm like, what is her name?
Reverend
The
Mother.
Reverend
The
Mother.
Reverend Mother.
Yeah.
What do we
Reverend
think
Mother
about-
sees a little gay-mo and is like, please go out in the world, right? Like, don't be
You think
here.
she's like,
you're gonna turn all
honey-
my nuns gay.
She's like, honey, you're gay and you cannot be here.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. Or like I gotta fix I'll send you to man needs woman, woman needs man. This should work. You know, we'll just scissor you two together. Not the great analogy, but let's just throw you in. Let's just start saying that. We're going to scissor you two together. And then maybe you'll make an eighth baby for the captain.
Can we make that catch on as a thing?
Yeah.
And more importantly, can we teach the straights to do it the way they call everyone their girlfriend? Can we have them doing the hand motion for scissor you two together?
Yeah.
Like it's a normal thing. Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trying to think of how to put that in a sentence. Be like, Yeah.
Yeah. How do you work that in?
The movie's at 8 tomorrow, so we'll just scissor together around dinner time. Is that? Yeah.
That works. You used it in a sentence correctly.
There we go. Okay.
10 points.
Oh, God.
Okay, so we know the nuns are gay as hell because also just like, I don't know. I went to Catholic school. Every single one of those nuns had the same gay ass haircut. Like they all have the short haircut, and the whole point of a nun, just like basic, right, is to never get married.
They're
right?
married to Jesus, yeah.
They're married to Jesus, right? Who, like, they don't have to physically ever be with a man, right?
Right.
So, like, is that not the most appealing job for a lesbian?
I mean, I've got
in
a
the
thing for
1930s?
repressed Christians anyway. I don't know what, but there's something about repressed Christians that aren't allowed to have sex is like, yeah, let's write some porns about that. That's why are there more like
I think there's some more
porns.
things to explore there. I also have a thing for nuns, and that we need to discuss that as well. So, like, we're getting some things out in this therapy session right now that need to be worked through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so serious though, because she really does have. She's got the original, like the OG Justin Bieber bangs, right? Like,
so good
honestly, Kristin has pretty much the same
traveling.
haircut.
It's
take
similar.
the traveling. Yeah, you got to brush it forward. You got to brush it forward a little bit. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Take
Julie
the
Andrews is
traveling
with
hat
us right now.
off. Take the wimple off. Replace it with a snapback, and what do you have? A lesbian. Like, that is a gay. That is a gay haircut. I don't make the rules here. I'm just reporting the facts. Okay. Where's your breaking news background? I'm just reporting the
these
facts.
are the
That's
facts.
all.
This will take way too long. Since you asked for it.
For a joke that
news.
nobody can see anyways.
This just happened. Maria is a lesbian. Further bulletins as events warrant.
The Anschluss marches on Germany, and Maria has gay bangs. The news at 10.
The most important things to happen in Austria this week. Incredible. Okay, so nuns, gay, for sure.
Here's another thing that I noticed was gay about Maria. So she's told, you're going to a house with 8 people in it. So she immediately grabs her guitar. That's a gay lady thing to do. It's like, oh, there's going to be 8 people at the house?
Oh, yeah.
I should bring the guitar.
She's like, we could do some harmonies. Yeah.
The little
She's
indigo
like-
girls get some closer to find. They're going to love it. Love it.
That is hilarious. I'm dying at that actually because I am Maria. Let's be real. Literally, I was on a vacation with my friends. There was like 14 of us, and my girlfriend plays the bass, also very gay. So she brought her bass. I brought my guitar. And we were like, yeah, like let's just jam. Like let's just jam with everyone, with all the gays.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what lesbians do. We provide the acoustic good time that people didn't know they wanted.
Mm-hmm. That they still don't want, but we will give it to them anyways.
They want it. They
You're
just
right.
don't. They think they don't. When I was at Thanksgiving, we had a Friendsgiving, and my friend Dave came out and he goes, Kristin, will you tune this guitar? And 3 hours later, we're playing Closer to Find for the 4th time. I mean,
what are you going to do?
Yeah, keep rocking.
You pretty much asked for it.
I also, just because I feel like we're about to transition into her being at the house, and I have one last comment, which is when she's having that whole conversation with the Reverend Mother, whose hand she loves kissing, by the way. When she's having that conversation.
For those of you who cannot see, Kristin is licking the air.
Gotta wet my lips to kiss Grandma's hand.
So when she's having that conversation with the Reverend Mother, and the Reverend Mother's like, please get your little gay ass out of the abbey, please. She has this quote that I just happened to write down where she says, it could be so exciting to be out in the world, to be free. So all I'm saying is she wants to be out. She wants to be free. She wants to be out.
She does
That's
have
all.
such a thing about being free too, right? Like she's
She
like,
does.
she hates rules. Like she's like, let's go climb trees, like hang out at the top of this mountain, like let's go canoeing. Like,
yeah,
she is not.
Grab
she
some
doesn't-
granola, kids. We're going on another hike today to play our
made
guitars.
your clothes out of curtains.
She's a little cottage core. It's awesome.
Lee,
Super
does your
awesome.
wife not have an entire like room dedicated to sewing?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
If a lesbian doesn't have a craft room, or at least a craft closet, I question her sexuality.
Mm-hmm. And Maria is crafty as they
She's
come.
crafty.
Crafty.
Oh, she can probably crochet, you know.
She's crafty, but I also really respect what I think, to me, one of the gayest things that Maria says, like explicitly, besides how exciting to be out, one of the gayest things she says is when she shows up and Georg is making fun of her outfit, and he's like, she's like, we give away all of our worldly clothes, and he's like, what about that one? And she just goes, the poor didn't want this one. And I'm like, that is such a gay mood, honestly, to just be like, here's what I'm wearing, yeah, whatever, like, what? It offends your straight sensibilities. You wouldn't understand anyways.
She does not give a shit what she looks like.
No.
She walked in wearing cargo shorts, and he didn't like it. And she's like, the homeless don't like cargo shorts, but I do. You know?
Exactly.
She's like, the homeless said this looked too gay.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, Maria said, I don't dress for women, I don't dress for men, I'm just dressing for the gays. Okay.
The gayest thing I thought she said was during the lyrics to Favorite Things, when one of her favorite things is girls in white dresses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I always want to say tied up with string, but that's one of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with the blue satin sashes. She has a type. She has a type.
Yeah.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes. She's like schnitzel and food and girls in white dresses with the blue satin sashes that sit on my nose and I let
She's sneaking that right by the kids, right? Because there's also, like, it doesn't make any real sense. Like, is there a reason that that's in the song?
Oh, I have no clue why she would like girls in
right?
white
Like, all of
dresses.
her other things are like, she's like, I like presents and kittens and porridge and girls. And you're like, okay.
doorbells and sleigh bells and lady parts.
It's so true.
Like, preach it, girl. Me too. Yeah. Woo. Wild geese that land on the wings of it and boobs. I just can't contain it.
She really loves girls.
She has lesbian Tourette's.
Oh,
during
God.
that
I'm
song.
literally crying. I can't do it.
She says that part twice too. Like some of the other parts she only says once. And that one she keeps repeating. Oh,
she's like, I forget. Did I say girls only? Girls.
They're the white dressed ones. The ones in white dresses. Did we talk about that? I like it when there's blue sashes across the bust.
Oh my God. What else? Like, too, like, I don't even know what else she talks about.
It's all like regular shit until that. Like things you would put in a stocking. You know?
Oh my God.
Oh, and then the little girl says,
stop crying.
Pussy willows. And she's
Yeah,
like,
pussy
just
willows.
girls.
And she's
Just
like,
girls. Yeah. Pick it up what you're putting down, Gretel.
Oh my God. Gretel, a little baby gay.
Oh.
Gretel does have like a little bit of a crush on Maria. Like the crush that like a child has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where she's like, kiss my boo-boo.
But if the kids, I think Kurt is gay, and I think the one that notices everything, the reader.
Brigitte.
Brigitte and
Right?
Kurt
Yeah.
are probably the gay ones. The rest of them, straightos, boring, whatever, live your life. But Kurt, he's got gay face.
Listen,
when she says
listen.
schnitzel, he's like, girl, love schnitzel. You know?
I'm sorry. Liesel is for sure gonna come out later. Like, no question. No question. Liesel, this movie, can we detour well, I just have a slight tangent.
I'm going to disagree with you if you want to come back to it.
Okay,
about Liesel.
I love it because here's my thing. I feel like the gayest like thing that actually happens in this movie is I feel like this is a thing. This movie is very much big on being like, here are the dangers of comp het kids. It's Nazis. Don't date the only kid in your town
because
he's a Nazi. Don't do it. And then they have this whole conversation at the end where, like, Maria's just like, just give it a year or two, Liesel. Like, you don't even know what you're like yet. And I'm like, okay, valid, Maria. Great.
That whole conversation between the two of them was sort of confusing to me because she's like, how do you know? And, like, wasn't she acting like Georg is the first man she's ever had feelings for?
Yeah.
Right? So she's acting like that. But then when Liesel says, like, how do you deal with it? She's like, oh, well, in the past when I've had unrequited crushes, here's how I've dealt with it. And you're like, Who are you talking about?
There's a hole in that plot, is what
I'm
we're saying.
Who are we talking about? Sister Margareta.
Yeah.
You had an HR work issue with sexual harassment and you married him. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
Seriously. So inappropriate.
Here's the reason I disagree about Liesl. I've kissed boys before. I did.
Surprise?
I kissed a few. Even slept with a few.
Wild.
Never once said, wee! First time I kissed a girl, I was like, yeah! Wee! So I feel like she might have gotten the feels that I never had for a boy.
But question though, do we think that wee sounded happy?
What do you mean? Yes.
Yeah,
really?
I think
that was like the most off-putting sound in the whole movie to me.
That part,
she's sarcastic.
Like there's people throwing up legit Heil Hitlers, and the wee to me was scarier. Like,
that's just because the wee is fucking hilarious. When I would watch this movie over and over and over and over and over, me and my sister would always fucking do that, like as a joke to each other.
Liesl was the butt of
so
all
crazy.
of our jokes. Because
Like,
the
you're
wee
just like,
and
what are
then
you doing?
when she did that call and repeat with Dad on Edelweiss, and she would come in real nasally like Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Like, are you drunk? That's not.
She's just like a troll under the bridge.
Edelweiss.
I'm still here. No, I see what you're saying, Kristin, about like the feelings that she had clearly with that boy were heterosexual.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. Like, I probably have said this before on this podcast, but I will talk about it again. I vividly remember when I was in high school, I kissed my boyfriend, came into my house, and talked to my sister and was like, I don't know, like, I just don't really feel anything like when I kiss him, and like I feel like maybe I should. And to me, I was like, oh, he's not the right boy for me, quote unquote, which like obviously no. But my sister was like, well, maybe you're feeling like what everyone feels and you just think you're supposed to be feeling more than you are. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
That's it. I just don't know what feelings are.
I just don't understand feelings.
I'm broken.
This lack of anything is probably the feelings I should have.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, of course, like kissed a girl and was like, went fucking crazy. Was like, what is happening? Was
The
like,
hills are alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a difference when you kiss the right gender.
Okay,
Yep.
but wait, counter to your counterpoint though, Kristin. Counter to your counterpoint. We meet Liesl. She yells "we" in what I find to be a really distressing way after leaving Kurt, and then proceeds to wander around getting soaking wet and climbing in Maria's window.
Oh, that's a really good point. Oh my god, I was out with this boy.
She's
You wanna
like,
have a wet t-shirt contest?
Yeah,
I know girls in wet
and
dresses
explains
are
Girls in wet dresses.
girls explains that she literally had to like haul her ass up to like a second or third story window to do this. Just normal straight girl stuff. That's all.
That's a
Okay?
really good point.
That's all I'm
That's
saying.
valid. I've been in this wet, heavy dress, and I climbed 4 lattices just to get up here to be like, sup, new governess. Like,
Okay.
A little bit. Also, like, you know,
She's like,
we
I
have
better
not,
go change in your bathroom. Let's, yeah.
we have
she
not
wasn't there a
talked
long
about
time.
She was in there a long time. Yeah.
We have not talked about loving Annabelle on this podcast for very many reasons. But like Liesl and Maria could give me loving Annabelle vibes.
I tried not to go there. When I was trying to
yeah,
think
I'm
about
like, I
who
don't.
Because I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't
want
want
to go there, but I
technically
could
she's
see
a-
it.
oh,
she's
only
17.
16 going on 17.
Okay, it's 16 going on 17. You're right.
And I
She's
don't know
not
how
of age.
Maria was not supposed like, I know Julie Andrews was 29, but I always saw Maria as like 22, younger. So they would put them closer together in age. Still, because of the position of authority, I'm going to say ethically, it's probably not great.
It's a no.
I'd watch
problematic.
it in porn.
It's problematic.
But she still could have a crush on her.
Yeah.
And who
It's
would?
her-
If I
yeah.
were Liesl, I would have a huge boner for Maria.
You would also have climbed up the 3 lattices in a soaking wet dress.
I'd be waiting
be
in
like,
the bed, be like, "Ooh, I thought this was my bed. Ooh, slumber
I also
party."
feel like, why did you choose that window
That's
to
what I'm
go
saying.
into?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a good
She
point.
specifically
Like she couldn't have gone into
climbs
any of her
bedroom.
any of her siblings' rooms.
No, because they didn't have Maria in them. Boy, that is a good point. You know, and I don't know if she's gay. Sexuality is such a spectrum, and at that age, you're just horny for people. You know, sometimes.
And also, I feel like Liesl and Rolf, what they have no meaningful conversations. They
He's
sing
Hitler Youth.
like
Yeah.
they sing a song that, to be fair, I freaking love. And I love when she like jumps, when she does the little like jumps over, like iconic.
Okay,
but
I
besides that,
just feel like I
there's
have to
nothing
say
there.
it. But that song is gross. It's gross. The
It
song
is a little gross. I feel like it's a lot about ejaculation, but that's only because like she's an empty page that he wants to write on. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, he
it's
just
no,
wants to
all of it's
semen
really
on her.
gross.
That's
Well, he's
gross.
like, I'm a man, and because I'm a man, I'm gonna take care of you. I just like the melody
and it's
of it.
also
all right?
like,
I'm not
I'm a
listening to
man.
lyrics.
I love
It's
it.
not
nice
even
song.
just I'm a man and I'm going to take care of you. It's very explicitly like I'm a man and you're a dumb fucking waste of life woman. Like you're so stupid, you can't do anything. Like everything in the song is like that, and I'm like, why? Why are we singing this? Like,
stupid
yes.
bitch.
Yes. And then she sits there and she's like, "You're right. I'm fucking naive and dumb." Whee! And I'm like, "What is happening? I hate it. I'm
You're
not into
so
it."
right. I'm like, oh my god. Like I feel like I'm just like, I love it, and I'm like,
I love
wait,
it.
you're so
No,
right.
like if you actually listen to the words, though, like the song is great. The words are terrible. It's
Oh,
real
we
bad.
get another troll when she the call and repeat. To ride on.
Oh my god. Also, what was I gonna say? It's also like talks basically how like every man in the world is gonna want to fuck her. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, you're turning 17, so like every man is gonna want to sleep with you. So like
He
better
is a Nazi,
better
though, and
better
I
hook
feel
up.
like- yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's real bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we can get back to Maria. This
Sorry.
has been my Liesl
That's our Liesl detour.
detour.
That's our Liesl detour.
She meets the captain. The kids play some jokes on her. She bonds with them. I don't even know that I would change that part in making it gayer. I like that she bonds with the kids because it shows lesbians are always a good time, and usually we're really great with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun to relate to. My next part where it got gayer would have been where she meets the Baroness. When the Baroness and Captain show back up, Maria meets her, and they didn't have to fall in the water, but she'd like to be soaking wet for this scene. I appreciated that as a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
She's taking a page out of Liesl's book. Who can blame her?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's a pretty girl. I should get wet. And there's this line.
She's so excited to meet the Baroness too.
She did get really excited. I didn't, because she didn't seem that happy about the captain the last time they had an encounter. She was like, I've got to make curtains now, and then she's like, hi, she stands up, rocks the
she's
boat,
beside herself. She's like, "Oh my god, you must be the Baroness. I didn't even wear my curtains bandana I'd made myself. I'm so sorry."
The bandanas,
Oh my
also
God.
the outfits she makes are so gay. Like you couldn't have made like straight outfits for these kids. The bandanas.
No, she loves overalls, things with
Mhm.
buckles. Oh,
Wait, so-
little curtain Birkenstocks, they're so cute.
So cute. Wait, so what's the line you were saying?
Oh,
That-
so the kids sing that beautiful Sound of Music song for the Baroness, and the dad comes in and he joins him, and you're like, great moment. The dad starts, becomes a good dad again. It's like, you stop being a piece of shit, gay org.
Mhm.
And as they're
Gay
walking out
org.
of the room, she's like, is there anything you're not good at? And she's like, well, I don't know if I'll make a very good gun. She goes, well, if you need any help with that, let me know. I'm like, flirt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maria's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be a nun. You smell like cigarettes. And the Baroness is all like, I can help you not be a nun. Or we can go play nun at my, whatever castle. She's very, very wealthy. But that was the first, I know the Baroness has this snarky, wonderful sense of humor. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I should have brought my harmonica. Like, all that shit is great. But it's
She
always
would
kind of
be
flirty.
a hit at a gay bar. I also feel like her, Max is her gay best friend.
Yes.
And she just goes with Max to she's like, I gotta get back to Vienna. Go to all my
Yeah.
salons where she probably just invites a million gay men. And then she thought Georg was gay. And then she was like, oh shit, he's not gay. She invites him to the gay salon. And then she's like, okay, I guess this is the man I have to marry because he's the only not gay man around me.
Listen, when they talk about the party, she legitimately says out loud, I do throw the most gay little parties. Like,
They're actually gay.
If
and
Max
I'm sorry,
is
you
there, it's
cannot
gonna be a
convince
gay
me that
little
Georg
party.
and Max are not an item. Like, they are together. Like, who calls their Uncle Max? They don't actually seem to be related. He's just like, I'm going to bring Uncle Max home. And they were roommates, kids. Yeah, okay. We all know how this works, okay?
I would have assumed that it was his late wife's brother.
I never got that vibe.
They
I
were
really did
roommates.
also get it like they're not related. We call him Uncle Max because we have some weird gambling
history.
money. And during the Nazi invasion, he's going to sneak us out somehow. Like Max has got
Listen,
his
this
hands in
is
weird
just
pots.
this is just my dad's very good friend, Uncle Max. He's a talent scout. He's really into singing groups. He's
He
just
used to have
very
a magic show.
He's very flamboyant. He's just kind of like, oh, haha, yeah, you just have to get along with everybody. Heil Hitler, I guess, sure. And you're like, Max,
Also, I know that
honey.
when he's doing the Heil Hitler, he's trying to not do it full.
Yeah.
Just like to not really, you know.
But it comes off
But it
kind of
also
gay.
comes off,
Yeah.
very.
It's kind
very
of twinky
gay.
when he does it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that he's a talent scout is so gay.
It's gay.
Like, reminds
Yeah.
me of, like, you know, like the musical The Producers. Like, he's one of the producers.
Yeah.
He's
It's also
Nathan
just
Lane.
everything about him, like his whole personality, his whole little thing about just being like, I just love your money so much. And you're like, okay, sure, Uncle Max. Like, he's like, I'll miss all the money we would have made together.
He's
No,
honest,
he is.
like a yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is. He has very strong. What do they call that when like a gay man has no kids and a lot of money? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I forget what they call it.
Well, I know they're in How I Met Your Mother, they do like quacks, right? There's like the couple without kids, like gay couple without kids, G quacks or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But he has very strong, like, my aunt used to live in Provincetown. Like, I have met this man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have gone and stayed in his, like, little condo that he has above the studio that he works at. Like, that is Max.
Yeah. He's extremely gay.
He's like, I inherited all of this land from my, like, widowed friends, but I've never been married.
Yeah.
That's Max. Oh, God. He is so gay.
He is so gay. I think now that Max and the Baroness have entered the picture, this is where I would change the story a bit. I would divert from the original because I think the next scene is the puppet show so
Please.
to me, this is where
Please
Maria,
tell us about the gay goat herd, please.
Okay, let's make it gay. There's a lonely
That
goat
goat herd is a dyke if I've ever seen one. Like, come on.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, we could have it because one of those goats looked a lot like the Baroness, if you think about it, and she's got kind of a raspy voice, and so I think Maria is flirting with the Baroness through puppetry,
which is a
And
very
that's-
gay thing to do.
You know how we like to impress girls with our guitar playing and puppetry?
Puppets, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look what I can do. Love me. So
I feel like it literally is like would be a Reddit thread of like lesbian flirting techniques. Is like staring longingly across the room, like
arts and crafts.
Making clothes for them, playing your acoustic guitar, and puppets.
Puppetry. Obviously.
Puppetry. Ventriloquism. What
She's
would
put
you
on
call
a
that?
play for her. I mean, she might as well
Yeah,
have just
creating
drawn
your
her.
own art. Yeah, drawing her like a French girl. Like all of that is lesbian flirting.
It is so lesbian flirting. So she's flirting with the Baroness with her puppets and the children. And that's when the Baroness is like, let's have a party. You know? So in my version of the movie, things would go differently at the party. Maria would be like, oh, I don't remember how to dance this crazy dance with these children. And the captain comes up like, may I cut in? And then the Baroness is like, allow me. Right? And then she like half smokes and tries to do this dance. And then Maria blushes in her arms, is like, fuck, I gotta go back to the convent because I just got super gay for the Baroness. And before she goes to her room and the Baroness comes up to her room and is like, Maria. And then that scene from all the lesbian movies that we like, where it's all built up to this, happens.
Oh yeah, that changing room scene felt very homoerotic. Even in the way that it was already written.
Yeah.
You would just have to go like a little bit further.
And
and
it covers up a little bit. You don't
Yeah.
cover up around another girl, but you do cover up around a girl you got a crush on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all just girls until there's a crush in the room.
Yes. I have two things. One of them is a quick aside, just because it happens at the party, and I think we need to comment on it. A, because you said you already think Kurt is the gayest of the children, and you're correct.
Yes.
and I think you're right. But because there's this one little conversation that happens at the party when they're talking about, like, I don't remember who it is, like Brigitte or one of the girls is like, look at all the women, aren't they so pretty? And Kurt goes, I think they look ugly. And then they're like, you're just scared of him. And he says, I quote, he goes, only grown-up men are scared of women. And I'm like, where'd you learn that, Kurt? From your father? Okay, noted. Note on that column of how gay Georg is. But, so, okay. So Kurt is gay, Georg's gay. But I do want to talk about the conversation that the Baroness has with Maria, because I also, yes, very homoerotic undertones the whole time. I also just really love the idea that, like, the crux of this scene is basically the Baroness being like, oh, a man is in love with you. And Maria's like, run!
This scene and her going to the convent, she literally runs without sending any sort of letter. She's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, but if we wanted to retell that scene, right? Her whole thing is like, I can tell, like, the look of love in a man's eye or something, right? Yeah. If we just, like, shift that a little bit and she's like, couldn't you tell? Like,
I'm really good at reading people. That's usually how these things start. I'm really good at reading people.
And she's like, I could see the look in your eye, but she's not talking about how she's looking at Georg. She's talking about how she's been looking at the Baroness.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like the Baroness having this whole thing about being like, oh, why don't you wear that dress that, like, Georg couldn't take his eyes off you in? And I'm like, what do you want to see her in, the Baroness? Like, what?
Where's that blue dress you were wearing the other night? She's been noticing her.
Yes.
You looked ravishing in this, or whatever
I feel like
she did say she looked.
She's been staring at her.
She's projecting a little bit onto Georg at this point. She's like, oh, Georg couldn't take his eyes off of you. She's like, put it on again, please, now.
Wear this dress that makes me super jealous. Wear it tighter.
Can you jump in the river with it, please?
So true.
Get it a little wetter.
Also, like, let's talk about, like, her way of sabotaging Maria. The Baroness does not want to marry Georg. If she actually did, I don't think she would be having this. Like, I don't think she would be having this conversation with Maria. Right. Like, why wouldn't you be like, oh, you're like, my fiance's in love with you. Like,
you'd say he doesn't even like you and be like, it's mutual.
Yeah. Like, why would you say this to a woman who's in love with your fiance? You're like, oh, he loves you too. What
I
are
feel
you
like
doing?
this was her trying to test the waters, and it, like, backfired spectacularly because Maria was not ready to come out yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when she goes to the convent, she is so upset. When she talks to the Reverend Mother, she is like, get me to, I want to say my vows immediately.
Oh, yeah. She's like, keep me around the women, please.
I
never want to leave the women again.
Yeah.
Like, that is gay panic.
Yeah.
It is gay panic because she really did. When, like, the Reverend Mother finally asked, like, are you in love with him? I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you're gay.
And then, well, and listen, like, to her credit, then the Reverend Mother sings that whole song where she's like, follow every rainbow. You have to live the life you were born to live. Reverend Mother, ally. Like, yes, we're here for it. She's got that energy.
Meanwhile, all Maria hears is, girls in white dresses.
Every song is gayer than the next. Every song. But yeah, also, like, Reverend Mother's like, oh, the life you're supposed to live is with this man. But I really feel like this should have been gay. Like, at this point, Maria should have been like, you know what? I'm staying here as a nun because she needs to be gay. But to be fair, in the 1930s, she should have been a nun.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, she can't be gay. Right?
Listen,
like, I feel like the convent is the safest place for her to be queer. Besides, you're right, the Baroness has a fuck ton of money.
Or marry
Georg.
Sure.
I was gonna say beard up. You beard up,
beard
man.
up. Georg's
beard up.
This is, I think I had a relative to do this, but we don't talk about it. Marry the gayest guy you can find. You both have your side bits. You have enough money, and then you're under the Nazi radar, you know.
Yeah.
She likes kids.
And I'm sorry, but there's not a gayer guy you could find than Georg around. Like,
so what do you? I need you to go.
It, but now it's all I can think about.
I need you to go deeper into this. Like, what is
listen.
so gay about Georg?
Look, everything. Look at his face. He just has gay energy. Every gay vibe, right? Like everything he says when she's like, "But they're children," and he's like, "And I'm their father. Good night." And he get like. The way he talks, the way his face is just like constantly smirking and like sassy. He's a sassy bitch. That's what he is. That man is a sassy bitch. And I'm sorry, but like I know we're headed there. When they do sing that song at the end and they like sing that song in the gazebo and like listen, I get it. I get the time period the movie was made in, but I'm sorry, even this movie cannot stand to show us these two kissing, right?
And like, they necked.
And we get to that scene where they're making out in the gazebo and Kelsey was laughing because she was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like, are you sure you?" Because we'd had this running conversation about showing this movie to our kids, and she was like, "Are you sure you want to show this to the girls? Like, straight people are kissing." And I literally paused the movie and I was like, "Excuse me, those are not two straight people kissing. That is the worst kiss ever put to film. They look so awkward and uncomfortable. Like,
it's also like pitch black. They're like, we cannot show you this. It's
pitch blue, and it's silhouette, and if you
they do that classic, the like, I'm just gonna like smush my closed mouth into your closed mouth and like awkwardly rub our closed mouths against each other a little bit in the pitch darkness that this movie's gonna show you, because that's how awkward this would have been. And beyond that, okay, they have that whole conversation where he's like, "Do you know when I first fell in love with you? Like, it was when you sat down on that pine cone." And she's like, "I fell in love with you when you blew that whistle." And I'm like, cool. So, like, you're both lying. Like, this is you flagging to each other that you're both like, I'm clearly not in love with you. And so I'm going to pick, like, the most ridiculous example time that I could name to have been like, "I fell in love with you when you did this terrible thing that I hated." Like, bullshit.
His was about her was when she had something up her butt too.
Yeah.
So
we all know what that means.
If you took out of that, because that's one of my all-time favorite scenes of any movie. I love the gazebo scene. I love that song. But if you took the captain out, replaced him with the Baroness, and she sings, "I must have had a wicked childhood," splooge. Like that.
Yeah, both of them singing about their complicated childhood. And, like, I mean, come on, dude. It's just, these are two gay people being like, so we're both on the same page, right? Like, yes, correct. Also gay, here to beard up. Let's get these kids away from the fucking Nazis. Here we go. Yeah.
Maria comes back smelling like cigarettes. She's got some lipstick on her neck and smushed on the side of her face. Liesel's like, "Cool, this time I'll help you out."
Where have you been for a month? Like, yeah. Visiting Baroness,
Vienna.
You know.
Yeah.
I also do feel like, so we watched like the movie Colette. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's
you should watch it.
I forget the character.
You'll enjoy it.
I so forget the
I've
character's
watched
name.
Ammonite like 10 times. I haven't made it to Colette yet.
Okay, so there's this character.
It's like Ammonite, but also actually very gay.
Yes. Okay, so I watched.
I feel like gayer. I haven't even seen Ammonite.
No,
I
you
know
haven't
it gets
seen
gay,
Ammonite.
but
There's the sex scene in Ammonite cannot be replaced by anything.
You say that. I know. You're into every sex scene, Ellie. There's not a
that
sex
is
scene
true.
you don't like.
Pretty fucking good though.
It's a really good sex scene, but that's the only part I will watch. I watched it once, and I can't really watch.
Well, I've
the rest
only
of the
seen
movie
it
again.
twice the whole way through. I've seen the sex scenes 7 or 8 times on the road. You know,
That's
what
valid.
YouTube's for. Yeah.
But my point is, I forget the character's name, but there's a character in Colette that's like super rich, wears suits, like is gender fluid, and is like dating Colette, and is like in a very queer relationship. And basically, like, they say the only reason I can be like I am in this time period is because of how rich I am. Like, no one's going to say shit to me about my gender expression because I'm rich. Like, I can do whatever I want. And I feel like that's the Baroness.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she is so rich. She has so much money. She's like, I could literally do whatever I want. If I just wanted to have Maria and, like, never have another human being in this house again, and we like sleep together constantly, I have enough money that we can live that way.
Yeah. And Max is like, yeah, that's why I'm here. Max is like, I'm just happy to be the kept best friend. Yeah, sure.
for
They would have been a
entertainment.
great couple, I think, the Baroness and Maria. Oh, I have their ship name, too.
Yes, hit us.
Obviously, it would be Mare Bear.
Oh my god.
What a cute ship name too. Like it's
I'm
perfect.
so here for it.
Because I was like, the Mariness? No. And
Mare
then
Bear.
The Bar
Mare Bear's
Nun.
great.
The Bar Nun.
Bar Nun's pretty good. Yeah,
Bar Nun's good, too.
But I thought Mare Bear was cuter.
Mare Bear might be the best ship name we've ever done on one of these, I'll be honest.
Ever.
I did my job here. My job
You
is
did
done.
great.
I came with
Ever.
a movie off your list. I think it's really gay.
It's so gay. Are there any other things we have to say about this gay film?
I have one more note, which
Okay.
is just so sorry. I can't believe I forgot this when we were talking about Sister Berta at the beginning. I also love the like twist reveal at the end that they're like, also the nuns are car mechanics, obviously. Like, sure.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I would have finished watching it a second time tonight and been like, and the carburetors. They forgot. They know. I accidentally did this very complicated.
They're like, oh,
mechanic
forgive me,
maneuver."
we have sinned. And she's like, how did you sin? And they're like, we know fucking cars, Reverend Mother, okay? Like, please, come on.
I mean, how else have we sinned today
Please.
besides
Yeah.
the car? Okay, the car thing. You're talking about.
They're
the
like,
car
just
thing.
with each other, do you mean? Or like just in general? Like, okay. Gotta
Also,
get specific.
One more thing about Georg and Maria is like they literally kiss once and they're like, so we should get married immediately.
Yeah.
Like, first of all,
And-
even if they weren't each other's beards, very gay move. Like, let's say they actually are in love with each other. It's just like, I'm in love with you. Let's get married tomorrow.
Like while they're kissing, one of them brings in a cat.
Yeah.
He literally is like, so who do I ask to marry you after one kiss?
Yeah. And also when they get back from their honeymoon and the kids are like, they're like, Maria, or Fräulein Maria. And he's like, and then one of them's like, I mean, mother. And he gives her this little wink, right? Like this little sly, sassy wink or something. And he's like,
Georg probably calls her mother too.
oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, there's one other character we missed.
Okay, who?
Frau Schmidt.
Frau Schmidt, the house manager.
The house manager is so gay.
Yeah.
So gay.
Who's
Just
she
like-
gay with? I hope she has a girlfriend somewhere.
I feel
I'm
like
sure
she
does.
Reverend Mother. I think they'd be a good match.
Yes. She's sneaking off on the weekends on the bus.
She takes the tram.
They're kissing through the gate. Yeah. I'm here for it.
so gay. So gay.
Frau Schmidt. Yeah.
I just forgot about her and I was like, that's a gay woman if I've ever seen one.
Okay,
So
do we
good.
have any other ships? Or is there anyone else we
Okay,
can
so
ship in
Maria
this?
and the Baroness. What about Georg and Uncle Max?
Oh, yeah, Georg and Max.
Gay Max.
For sure.
Gay Max.
Gay Max.
Gay
Yep.
Max.
Like Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
He's Gay,
Gay
Max.
Max.
Gay Max.
Georg.
I'm here to service you.
Georg just like is gonna make the gayest ship names.
He really is.
I would say those are the main ones. Frau Schmidt and Reverend Mother.
Mother Frauer. No. Schmidt Mother.
Schmidt Mother.
Yeah. Holy Schmidt.
Yes. Oh my
Perfect.
God.
Okay.
Just nailing
I
these.
can name ship names for days.
What
Listen,
about
we should bring
Maria
you
and-
back when we do this section most of the time because they're bad. We come
What
up with
about
bad ship
Sister?
names.
I thought Sister Margareta and Sister Berta maybe were together. Like
Okay.
they're like
Oh.
yin and
Okay.
yang. Bertaretta.
Those sound like a menu item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Berata.
Burgeretta. I'll have a burgeretta.
Perfect. That one confused nun. I don't know her name.
Oh, what is her name? I love her. She's an angel.
Is that Sister
Incredible.
Sophia? No, Sister.
Could
I
be.
don't remember all their names.
It was there like a Mary Helen or
Was
something.
it Marnie
Also-
Nixon who was? Which one was?
Yeah. Also, their name. I mean, their all their names are gay names.
Oh yeah.
Like Berta.
Margaret.
Sister Pam, Sister
Yeah.
Deb.
No, literally, I had like Sister Pat,
Yeah.
Sister Elaine. You're like
Yeah.
ladies. My Sister Pat was the teacher at my school who also coached the softball team. Come on, Pat. We all know. But yeah, I think those are our main ships. This has been a wild should have been gay ride, but we all can agree. Sound of Music should have been gay.
And it is kind of gay. I think
It
we've
is.
landed that it can be gayer, but it's pretty gay.
It's got a lot of gay. All right, you ready? We're going to do our Q and gay. We're going to ask you some questions, multiple choice, or yes or no. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Q and gay.
Question number 1. What's the gayest song in The Sound of Music? A, My Favorite Things. B, How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria? C, Climb Every Mountain. Or D, Lonely Goat Herd.
Favorite things.
That girls.
It's the girls in white dresses, yeah.
It's the girls in white dresses for me.
And girls in white dresses.
Yep. Sounds right.
Sorry.
Okay. What's your flirting technique out of A, bring my guitar, B, wet dress contest, C, puppetry, or D, throw a gay party?
Bring my guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If my wife was in the room right now, she would just be like, it's guitar. Just say guitar. Just say anything else you're lying.
Just do it.
Say guitar. I know you want it to be a party or puppetry. It's a guitar. Like,
Did you use your guitar when you were first dating?
I did.
What did you do?
And
I
it
played
worked.
my wife a song
What
that I
song?
wrote specifically for her.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Sold.
Yeah.
That's some gay
And
shit.
That really covered up what a hot alcoholic mess I was at the time. So she
Incredible.
fell for it. She fell for it. Got to keep her.
There you go.
Amazing.
16 years later, jury's still out.
Still impressed. All right, question number 3. Who is the gayest person in The Sound of Music? A, Maria, B, Georg, C, Sister Berta, or D, Uncle Max?
I mean, I want it to be Maria, but I think it's Uncle Max.
Mm.
And I think he's gayer than Georg.
He's just like canon
He's
gay.
out.
He's
definitely out. Yeah, like he's
like,
this
"Hi,
is not
Heather.
us. Yeah, this is
You
not
want
us
some
like
X?"
reading.
Like-
Yeah, exactly.
Max is just sitting in the background watching the Baroness and Maria, and he's like sipping a martini, being like, meow, yeah, like, okay.
Yep, sounds right.
It's Max.
Yeah.
It's Max.
Okay, question 4. Tough question. Would you go after Maria or the Baroness?
Maria.
I figured that would be conflicting for you, you know? We had no idea. No idea who you'd pick.
It's all Maria. It's always been you. She's my
From
girl
the
in
second
white
she
dress.
sat on the pine cone,
Yeah.
you were in love.
That's right. I mean, I liked her way before. I think it was like you said, the gayest run into a scene. She ran in gaily
Yes.
and then
It was
was
so
just
gay.
like, fuck. Like, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yep, sounds right. Final question. What's the gayest thing about Maria? A, the haircut, B, the outfits, or C, joining the convent?
I'm going to go with the hair. I think her gay hair led her gayness. Was it Samson whose power lied in his hair? I think
Oh, yeah.
Maria's gayness is in her hair.
That beautiful hair.
Oh, but her outfits were pretty fucking gay too. Even the kids were like, bitch, that's an ugly dress.
She did not give a shit.
I'm going to change the outfit because if little Austrian children who are like taught to behave are just like, ew, that's gay.
A full lesbian. All our other governesses were straight.
You're the first lesbian governess we've had.
And that's why we'll keep you.
You like this frog. That's why we're putting it in your pocket because kids love frogs.
Yeah.
You
You
need a
just
pet.
looked outdoorsy to us, that's all.
Incredible. Well, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you
been a gay
so
old time.
much for hanging out with us, this gay old Vienna.
My pleasure.
So tell our listeners where they can find you on social media and if you have anything coming up.
Sure. Hi, I'm on, I've got a website. It's called KristinKey.com. It's Kristen with a K and then 2 I's somewhere throughout that name. So
Just hidden.
Kristin. Someone once I was like, it's Kristen with 2 I's. You're like, KRIIST. I'm like, nope, not in a row. Not in a row. Kristen with 2 I's, 1 vagina. Nope. Kristen, KRISTIN. KEY.com, KristinKey.com, and you can find me on all my social media. I have a couple of things that I do. I do a weekly live show. It's called Friday Live at 5. It's real fun, and there's a bunch of people that come on. Anyway, and then I have a podcast called Kristen Knows Blank. It has turned into a monthly podcast, so check it out.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. What a blast.
It's so fun. I would do this all day. Thank you
That's
for
why we
having me
do it
on.
every week.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from all of you. We love continuing to build this community. So we just want to shout out some of our favorite things every episode. And this episode, we want to start with first shouting out a user on Twitter at Rain Chi Chi, who seems to have discovered our Hocus Pocus 2 episode with Mia Amani Jones, and who was just a big fan of like Cassie and Becca and their jealous secret lesbian ex, and asking for some fan fiction exploring that storyline. And so, listen, if someone has that fan fiction,
send it.
Please and thank you, send it to us.
Yes. Also on our Instagram, we want to shout out Bonsai Bonnie 1, who commented on one of our recent posts about our Peace-Wee episode with Colette. We love Colette so much. And so this episode was hilarious. Colette was so funny and had a great rapport with you two. I hadn't actually seen the movies. I watched them all after listening to the pod. Like Hallmark Christmas movies, but so much chaos.
You're welcome for that experience.
Yes.
Ellie did finally go back and watch the third one, everyone.
And can confirm everything you said was accurate. Yep, you described it perfectly.
And as always, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Tanya Ferguson,
Sarah and Julia,
Alana Rosen,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
and Fiona W.
And our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen,
Leah Henley,
Andrea Doucette,
and Julia Gonzalez.
Thank you all so much for your support. We could not make the show without you.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
And you can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use for podcasts, make sure you subscribe so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also have videos going up on our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch those.
Let's Hang Out is an independently produced show hosted by us with audio production by me. Our production assistant is Kristen Murison, and Twitter shenanigans by Lee Holmes Foster.
If you want to help support our little independent team, there are so many things that you can do. The first is you can leave us a rating and a review on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It helps new people find the show.
If you want to support us and join our Patreon family, you can do that at bit.ly/lespatreon. You get access to our Patreon-only Discord chat, ad-free episodes, and also our Patreon bonus episodes. Our next one on Chasing Amy is coming out next week. You can join at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to deck yourselves out in some Les Hangout merch, we have all of our designs available on our TeePublic. You can get them on t-shirts and tank tops and hoodies and I don't even know what, totes, all sorts of stuff. You can find all of our designs at bit.ly/lesshop.
And remember, we have a queer production company making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings. You can find everywhere at $Bean Prod.
Or at our website, which is at dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can listen to all the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcast.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals, you can join our Patreon specifically for that at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon. We are hard at work. We have been recording already, doing sessions for Journey to the Heart, our next show, and we are super excited for everyone to hear it.
If you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Ellie Bridget on Instagram.
And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to real people dealing with issues like infertility, the death of a loved one, human trafficking, and women who, fake it. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to celebrities too. Emmy winners like actor John Cryer, supermodels like Amber Valletta, and rock stars like Ryan Dusick. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee you that Only One in the Room has a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room on Apple or Spotify today.